Welcome back. I'm Alaina. Does keeping yourself busy help anxiety? By the end of this video, you'll learn why keeping yourself busy is not the solution to help you with anxiety and what to do instead. So stay tuned. First, we're going to uncover why anxiety has become such an epidemic amongst business owners today and why it's having the impact it's having. Then I'll show you why what you think is the problem isn't really the problem. Next, I'll show you the real way to clear the real problem fast and for good. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole host of strategies that allow you to put out the fire instead of fanning it. So let's dive in. Anxiety has become so much more rampant. I mean, it was pretty rampant beforehand, but even with the COVID and the pandemic happening the way it has, it's like amazing. It's like 67 and 68% have anxiety around health and finances, right? It is so rampant in business owners. And I have clients who have had anxiety since the time that they were little kids even, and they thought that they'd have it for their entire life. Now, when you're in a state of anxiety, I talk about this a lot on my videos about how you're in your sympathetic nervous system. And when you're in your sympathetic nervous system and in some form of fight, flight, or freeze, you can't access the kind of higher levels of intelligence, creativity, inspiration, and ideas that would make a really big difference in your business and in being able to scale your business. Now, I just want to also make a little disclaimer here. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose or cure any form of illness. But what I can tell you is that when my clients do this work, their anxiety literally disappears because they're getting to the root cause of it. They're not just treating a symptom of it. So you have to first understand, what is the difference between the problem and what's the difference between the symptom, right? So the way that this anxiety may affect you in your business is maybe you don't want to do certain things or talk to certain people or take certain action. Maybe you find it difficult to be in groups of people. Maybe you have physical issues that are happening as a result of the anxiety. Whatever it is for you, right? Those are actually the symptoms. Now, the root causes of the anxiety, now this may be controversial for a lot of people, and as I said, I am not a doctor, but it's actually limiting beliefs. Now, limiting beliefs, so storing toxic thoughts, emotions, and experiences in your body is the root cause of every illness and disease. Everyone. It doesn't matter what it is. We all have gone through traumatic events from our childhood, things that have happened, feelings of betrayal, every fear you ever had is stored in your body. And your body cannot actually handle that much untruth. It's not meant to work on untruth. And it's what causes premature aging as well. Because we're meant to live much longer than we're actually living. And the reason that we're not is because of all of this negative toxicity that's in our body. Now you could say, okay, like, I don't know, a month ago, I crashed and I hurt my ankle. You could say the crash caused the ankle. No, the thing that I was doing that wasn't in my highest good is what caused the crash, is what's caused the ankle. It had nothing to do with that thing itself. So we tend to think, oh, well, I have anxiety because of this, or I have anxiety because of that. You have anxiety because of all of these stored toxic thoughts, emotions, and experiences and limiting beliefs that are lodged in your body that want to get out some way. And this is how they're expressing for you to take notice, right? It's coming up so that you actually pay attention to what's going on so it doesn't have to become more and more painful. I've talked about this before. It's like the lesson of the feather, the apple, and the 2x4 or the Mack truck, the 2x4 across the head. The lessons get harder and harder and heavier until we actually wake up. And if we don't wake up, there'll continue to be more pain until we finally go, I am so tired of this, I can't take it anymore. It's time to stop the stress and overwhelm in your business and start living the life of your dreams. And in these videos that I'm doing, I show you exactly how to do that. So make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified when the next video is coming out, because it will help you accelerate to that life of your dreams and the business of your dreams. So in this video on how to balance work and personal life, I go in detail on the programming of your subconscious mind and what you can do about it. So after this, make sure you check out that video so you can take a deeper dive into understanding how to unravel all of that programming and remove that shiz from your body once and for all. Now, we're going to talk about some strategies of helping you get out of the anxiety. Now, what I said to you is ultimately it's about clearing that stuff out of your body, but these will really help. So let's go take a look at the board. One of the things to do here is get support. Now that might be from a therapist, it might even just be from a friend, or it might be from a coach. Somebody who can actually really help you get the kind of support you need to be able to eliminate the subconscious programming and free your body from all of the toxicity that you're carrying. Other thing is meditating. People will talk about regularly how meditating alleviates their negative thought patterns. So your beliefs are creating your thoughts, and when you have negative beliefs, negative self-limiting beliefs, they're creating negative thoughts at the same time. And by meditating, you're actually able to alleviate a lot of that stress and relax your whole nervous system. Mindfulness and breathing. Now, mindfulness might be just being present in the moment, but there are also many breathing exercises. One of them is alternate nostril breathing, is an amazing one, or even just breathing through your left nostril. And you can do that. If you can see the way my hand is, I've got my ring finger up and my pinky up and my thumb. And what you do is you pinch off one side with your thumb, you breathe through the opposite nostril, and then you pinch off the other side with your ring finger and breathe through the opposite nostril. So you're inhaling through one, exhaling through the other side, inhaling through the other side, and you keep going back and forth, and it actually really relaxes the nervous system. You can look up YouTube on how to do alternate nostril breathing. Now, this is a technique that also I would suggest you look up on YouTube, because I'm going to give you a very, very pared down version. It's called havening. And essentially what you're doing is you're stroking your arms. And what this does is it relaxes. It's so simple, but it really relaxes your nervous system. But then there's other eye movements that you do along with it that really help you move into your parasympathetic nervous system, which gets you out of anxiety. Next, journaling. Now, I recommend journaling about all the things that aren't working and then turning it around. Like I call it a fear journaling, really. That you're going to journal all the things that you're afraid of and get them out. And then you're going to journal around what's really true about those. Because 85% of the things that people are afraid of happening never happen. Now that's a lot of time spent worrying and having anxiety over things that might happen that will never ever happen in your life. And the more you focus on the possibility of those things happening, the more likely it is for them to actually happen in your life. So you want to move your attention away and focus on things that are actually working in your life instead. Control what you can and let go of the rest. Now, this is a hard one for a lot of people because they want to control everything in their environment. But when you realize you don't have control over almost everything, it allows you to accept everything and then change what you can and let go of that which you can't. And it will make a huge difference in your life. Now, this is a really big one, gratitude and celebration. So one of the first things I do when my clients get on a call with me is I have them celebrate. Now, one of the things that it does is it trains their mind to be prepared to celebrate. So they're starting to think of things during the week. What am I going to celebrate with Alaina? What am I going to celebrate? Now your mind is primed to find things to actually celebrate instead of, again, focusing on what's not working. So gratitude and celebration shift you from focusing on what's not working to focusing on what is working on instead. And when you focus more on what's working, more things actually work in your life. And this one may be hard for some people, but it's go on a no-news diet. So I've been on a no news to low news diet for years. And I get a lot of slack from people about not being up in the world, but I seem to know what I need to know about what's going on in the world. But news and media generally are geared towards creating fear. Now, living in a fear state creates more anxiety. So the more news you watch, the more fear-based your experiences you're having, the more it ups your anxiety. So I highly recommend a no news diet. So let me tell you about my client Chelsea, because when my client Chelsea first started working with me, she was experiencing anxiety, and she was a person who had it since she was 7 years old and didn't think that it was like she thought she would have it for the rest of her life, right? And she actually came to me to help her with her business. And in working on clearing out her limiting beliefs and working on putting herself first and working on creating space for herself and her business, her anxiety seemed to magically disappear. And she said she had it managed, but she never thought it would go away. And the day came when she told her husband, "I cannot believe I haven't experienced anxiety for a month." And it's been almost, I think, 7 months since we worked together, and she's still having the same experience because she's still using the tools that she was taught. And it's possible for you too. So get the support you need. So make sure you tune into this video on how to deal with being overwhelmed at work, because it will give you many more tips and tricks which will also help you deal with your anxiety as well. Thanks, I'm Alaina, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.